We're going to have a recognition today about the importance of building safety. And this is an issue that, is a challenge in the community because permitting is something that everybody likes to complain about. And, I really respect the work of the folks in our permitting team because they're often, kind of like the anvil, that the hammer comes down on from many different directions. But the work that you do does save lives. And I grew up in Oakland, California, and when I heard about that terrible ghost ship fire and the 30 young people who lost their lives there, it has always stuck in my mind. And I know Diane Jones always brings that up to keep us focused on why we do what we do with building codes. So it's my pleasure to present this proclamation. I'm going to ask Diane to share some comments and introduce her team.
Thank you very much. First of all, we'll start with introductions. I'm going to pass the microphone, and then I would like to just say a couple of comments.
Jessica Fusillo, Outreach Manager for Department of Permitting Services.
Good morning, Pete Perringer with Montgomery County Fire and Rescue.
Dan McHugh, Housing Code Enforcement.
So good morning, everyone, and thank you, Council President Riemer. Building Safety Month is really an important point, an important opportunity to make certain points. And of course, whether it's code enforcement from the Department of Housing and Community Affairs or Fire and Rescue or the Department of Permitting Services, the first defense for anyone is to be protected from the fire by having a building that is built safely, a building that minimizes the risk of fire occurring or collapse occurring or fire being transmitted from one property to the next or electrocution happening. That's the first line of defense. And then if a fire does occur or some type of an event, it's having the opportunity to safely get out of a building, to safely know and be able to see where the exits are and that the number of people who are in that space can actually get through the doorway and avoid catastrophic outcomes. So that's what we're here for. It's not sexy, it's not fun, but it is important, and we are here to serve. And everybody who works in these agencies is absolutely committed to public service. So I very much appreciate the opportunity to remind everybody how important our various codes are so that we don't become that terrible story in California, which what people don't realize is that when you are in a fire situation, you don't behave like we might behave when we're walking out of a door here. There's smoke, there's panic, and you can't necessarily see, and there's a lot of confusion. So these codes are really very, very important. I also wanted to take the opportunity to remind you of two things. It seems that May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, is a very important day for many reasons. In Silver Spring, at the Silver Spring Civic Building, we are having our second annual Design for Life Showcase, where we are bringing together those who are engaged in designing, building, assessing needs to make your home accessible, and sharing information about the property tax credit provided by Montgomery County through the good graces of the Montgomery County Council and along with the county executive. And we hope you will come out. It is from 9 to 2. Anybody who is watching this, we really hope you will come out. It's a free opportunity. You can meet with those who are doing this type of important work, so you can live in your house through all ages and all stages, as Council President Riemer will tell you. And lastly, don't forget to call 311 for your free deck inspection. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Yes, you don't have to be aging in order to, well, we're all aging, but you don't have to be on the older end of the spectrum to need the kinds of retrofits that Design for Life presents. So I'm now sharing this proclamation. Whereas Montgomery County is committed to recognizing our growth and strength depends on the safety and economic value of the homes, buildings, and infrastructure that serve our citizens, both in everyday life and in times of natural disaster. And whereas the international codes, the most widely adopted building safety and fire prevention codes in the nation, are used by most U.S. cities, counties, and states. These modern building codes include safeguards to protect the public from natural disasters such as hurricanes, snowstorms, tornadoes, wildland fires, floods, and earthquake. And whereas Montgomery County's Department of Permitting Services celebrates Building Safety Month to remind the public about the critical role of our community's largely unknown guardians of public safety, our local code officials, who assure us of safe, efficient, livable, and green buildings that are essential to keep our communities and neighborhoods welcoming to all. DPS also promotes the accessibility in all homes for all ages and stages of life with the Design for Life program. And whereas Building Codes Save Lives is the theme for Building Safety Month 2018, and it encourages all Americans to raise awareness of the importance of partnering with officials to build stronger and safe communities, resilient communities through science and technology, protecting communities from safeguarding our water, and improving education and training standards in a safer tomorrow. Whereas the international codes, the most widely adopted building safety and fire prevention codes in the nation, are used by most U.S. cities, counties, and states. Okay, we got that. Now, therefore, do we, Isaiah Leggett as County Executive and Hans Riemer as, I mispronounced my own name, Hans Riemer as County Council President, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2018 as Building Safety Month in Montgomery County. We encourage our citizens to join with their communities in participating in Building Safety Month initiatives signed by Isaiah Leggett and myself, Hans Riemer, Council President. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Photo, yes. I'm going to get you. This has